Hi, my name is Mary Bush, and today I'm going to be talking about the Kansas Visual Learning Strategy. To start, I want to define what visual imagery is. Visual imagery is a way for students to visualize or picture what he or she is reading so that they can better comprehend what he or she is reading and be able to recall it later on. The targeted audience for visual imagery strategy would be students with a specific learning disability in reading, students who struggle with connecting and comprehending the reading that is given to them, and students who need help to recall what he or she is reading later on. Here are the necessary materials that are needed to successfully perform the Kansas Visual Learning Strategy. You will need an article on the student's reading level, a colored marker to make dots with, a student, and a handout for the senses. The handout I will be talking about later on in this presentation. Now that we know what the visual imagery strategy is and what materials are needed, let's talk about the steps needed to perform this strategy successfully. Step 1 on how to use this strategy would be to find an article on the reading level of the student. Step 2, you will then take the passages and place dots with a colored marker after every 2 sentences. Step 3 would be to have the student read the passage that is at his or her reading level and then tell them to stop at the colored dot. Step 4, when the students stop at the colored dot, have them describe to you what he or she has read and have them pick specific words in the passages that explain why they came up with that description. Step 5. Describe to the students what you thought of when you read this and what specific words made you come to this conclusion. You and your students' descriptions might be different, but that's okay. Everyone has different descriptions because everyone has a different background. To help explain the steps, here is an example that I made. The sentence I used was, "The girl was very excited when she heard the scissors snip her long blonde hair." From this is the image that I pictured is to the left. I pictured a girl with long blonde hair with a smile on her face and scissors ready to cut her hair. I believe that she has a smile because when it says the word excited, it usually means that they have a smile. If a student has trouble explaining his or her description, here is an example of a handout that I use. I got this one from teacherspayteachers.com. With this handout, the students could write in what he or she felt, saw, smelt, tasted, or touched while reading the passage. This way, the student could write down the story that came to their head while not having to say it aloud. Some specially designed instruction, supplementary aids, and services that could help to enhance the strategy would be a reading aid could be there to read or help the student read the materials given. For students with orthopedic impairment who have trouble writing, a scribe could come in and fill out the visual imagery census handout, which is the handout that I got from teacherspayteachers.com. Or for a student with visual impairment, including blindness, a braille copy of the reading could be available for the student, and a scribe could come to help write in the worksheet. Here are a list of references I used to do my research for the strategy. All are about the strategy and how it can be helpful in the classroom. Now that my information has been presented, below is a list of 3 formative questions. They will also be posted on my discussion board handout. The first one is, if a student has a hearing impairment and struggles with comprehending with reading, would this be a helpful tool for them to use? Why or why not? Question 2 is, if a student with autism is nonverbal is using this strategy, how could you adapt this strategy to fit their reading goals? And finally, the third question is, would a student with a traumatic brain injury benefit from using this strategy when reading? If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and thank you for watching.